All right, hello. I know I'm quite a bit late to this. I'm still getting used to like getting updates as they come out, and then I'll try to record responses to those sooner. So that's something I'll try to keep an eye on for. But I figure I know a lot of other people have already made videos about this. I just thought in case people care about my opinion or want my reaction from it, here that is. So I have not seen these yet. I've maybe seen like some ideas of like this class is getting buffed, this class is getting nerfed, like that kind of stuff, just from guildies chatting and whatnot. But I haven't seen exactly what's happening. So we're gonna go through the class tuning just for healers really quick and just kind of give my impressions and all that stuff. So we're gonna start off with Resto Druid, and we just have a flat healing reduced by 6%. I think this is fine. Resto Druid's obviously in a pretty high spot right now. And then just so that we can kind of recap all of it, I will just pull up a notepad and we'll just write down not exactly what's happening, but we'll just do like we'll do that. So buffs, nerfs, and changes. So under nerfs we have Druid. All right, and then we have Preservation Evoker. Rewind healing increased by 200% outside of raid. That's awesome. So it's gonna do what 4 times the healing it does compared to raid in Mythic Plus. So it's gonna be a solid button in Mythic Plus. Marithra's Blessing, which is just a proc of our what is it? Our why can I not think of the name? The hot that you put at reversion on people. Increases the direct healing of Dream Breath by 250%, was 125. So that's awesome. So that's, I think, I could be wrong about some of this stuff, but this tells me that it's going to be more incentive to get a Marithra's Blessing proc, use it, and then it puts this application on everybody, and then you throw out a Dream Breath on everyone for like a big burst heal if they're taking damage. Dream Breath direct healing is increased by 20%. That's cool to see. A lot of the time in raid we're using it more as a hot than a direct heal, but in Mythic Plus we definitely use it as a direct heal more, so this will help a lot. Marithra's Blessing reverses 1% damage, was 2% on targets with reversion. That makes sense if they're increasing the healing by, they're integrating healing into other things. And then also reversion healing increased by 25%. So that's also why they're reducing this. So you get less of a stagger effect, but more raw healing output, which I feel like is what Preservation Evoker needs right now. Because in Mythic Plus especially, I think they're struggling a lot with like burst damage and like rot damage on the group and whatnot. Once they basically like run out of buttons to press. All right, so and then Preservation, I would say this is definitely a buff. So we have Evoker for buffs. Is this where I just make a tier list? Is that what people need? Do people need a tier list? And we'll do that after. I'm not a huge tier list enjoyer, but if people want it, let me know, I guess. Okay, Monk, Mistweaver. This is one I'm really looking forward to, but we'll see how much it actually impacts, how much I care. So Shaylin's Gift healing increased by 60%. That's already huge because we're already using that. Shaylin's Gift Clouds now increased its healing by 10% per stack, was 33. And I think you can go up to, if I remember correctly, 10 stacks. So that's 100% in total compared to 330. So now it's going to be more of a you just press the button and it does more healing rather than you wait for stacks to build and then you use the stacks. The stacks are going to be more just like a small bonus to increase that initial burst heal you throw out every now and then. But it's not going to be as impactful to like wait on your stacks. So I think that's fine, especially with how it's being like it basically replaces Vivify instead of being an extra button. So it's nice if it does more upfront healing just kind of all the time rather than more burst healing only some of the time. Jadefire Teachings, this is basically just our passive that does like transfer the healing of whatever we do. I don't actually, Jadefire Teachings might be a little bit different. Jadefire Teachings now increases the transfer rate of Ancient Teachings by 260, was 200. So this is Jadefire Teachings is, let's see. Yeah, okay, this is what I thought. It's just a talent that makes your Ancient Teachings transfer additional healing, which is basically just when you deal damage with spells or abilities, it's going to do healing to people. So they're just increasing how much your Rising Sun kick heals everybody, or your Blackout kick, like things like that. That makes sense. I just wanted to make sure. So that's good. Way of the Crane now transfers 340% of damage onto one ally, was 125 onto 3. I think that is okay to have. Let's see exactly how that reads just to make sure. Oh, okay, I see. Tiger Palm strikes twice, Blackout Kick strikes an additional 2 targets, and Spinning Crane Kick heals 3 nearby allies. So instead now, when we Spinning Crane Kick, it will just heal all of that into one ally instead of cleave onto 3 people. I don't know if I like this, because, I mean, it makes sense because it's going to heal the one person, and then once they're full HP, it'll just go to the next person, or it'll, like, choose whoever's lowest HP. So, like, that is fine in theory, but having that, like, cleave healing when you press Spinning Crane Kick is kind of nice. Right now, it really doesn't matter. The only time I've noticed using it is, like, when I'm bored in leveling dungeons, and I'm just spamming Spinning Crane Kick, and I just notice it's healing people. So, I don't think it's the end of the world. It's really not going to matter too much, but it seems like I would prefer the old, variant compared to the new, because it seems like it's also losing some percentage value, because what it was 340 instead of 125, so this would be 250, 375. So you're doing 375% of your damage into healing, and then now it's just doing a little bit less, but onto one target. I guess we'll see how that plays out. Jadefire Stomp damage now transfers into Ancient Teachings at 20% effectiveness. Sounds fine. Jadefire Stomp's tooltip will be updated to reflect this in a later patch. Invigorating Mist healing by 30%. And I think Invigorating Mist is another passive that we have, so I just want to look that up real quick just so I am not misinterpreting it. This is the one where everyone with your Renewing Mist gets cleave healed by your Vivify or Shaylun's Gift. Which it's increasing by 30%. It's already, what is the actual percent right now? I don't know if this is going to be correct, but it's basically going to go from about 250% to 280%. So that's good. More cleave healing, and then also Shaylun's Gift does extra healing and all that stuff. So I would definitely call this overall a buff. And then we have Holy and Disc. So Discipline, we have Penance, damage, and healing increased by 20%. This does not seem like much, especially with like only this being in the notes, but we are so happy about this. This is huge because if you guys have seen me streaming at all lately, I've been playing Disc and Holy, like swapping back and forth between dungeons and stuff. And oh my god, it is so hard to keep the group alive as Disc. Like now that I have a little bit of gear from M0s, it's feeling a lot better. But like it's been rough. Like on bosses where they do just constant rot damage, I just could not keep up, even if I'm spending everything pretty much. So having penance damage and healing increased a lot, this is gonna be nice. But this does make me think that we're gonna lean more heavily into Oracle this season because of how much it uses our penance and everything. So definitely a nice buff for Disc Priest. And we have nothing happening to Holy, it looks like. So no changes. But honestly, Holy Priest is in a really good spot right now. I'm really happy with where they're at, and they're really fun, and I don't normally play them that much. And I'm enjoying it a lot, so I think that's a good thing. And then we have Resto Shaman, Healing Rain increased by 45%. So maybe that'll incentivize us to take it. I don't know if that's going to incentivize us to take it in dungeons, but we'll definitely be taking it raid, I would think, if we don't already, which we probably do. And then Chain Healing increased by 20%. That's good. because I think a lot of the time people weren't using chain heal, even though it is kind of the idea, I think, behind the class is like you want to generate tidal wave stacks and then use healing wave to fill in the blanks, and then when you want to dump mana to do extra healing, you press chain heal. And right now, a lot of people just aren't going to the chain heal route. They're just spamming healing wave on people in order to heal them. So having chain heal be more powerful is going to incentivize us to be like, hey, you should spend your mana because this spell is stronger. Like this spell will do more healing than healing wave. So I think overall that's a good change. Pretty small buff, but we'll see how it affects things. If I can ever spell it. Okay. And then we have, is that it? That's all of them? What did we miss? What else isn't on there? Nope, that's all. Wait, there's one that's not on there. Why am I forgetting something? Holy Paladin, that's what it is. I was like, did we skip it? Oh, we skipped it because it literally is just ret. Okay, so no changes to Holy Paladin as well, which not super happy to see. I'd like to see... There's some weird things going on right now, like with the mana problem of Paladin and how much you're incentivized to press Holy Light in order to do healing. I don't like that. Right now, it feels like none of your abilities, including your Holy Power spenders, do pretty much anything to the group. And this is all through the context of like leveling dungeons and then mythic zeros while being undergeared. So it makes total sense if like I'm just missing gear and stuff like that and I just don't feel powerful. But comparing to other healers where I didn't struggle, like Shaman and Druid, it's like painful how much I have to drink in between almost every single pull if I'm, spamming Holy Light, or if it's a tough pull, like I don't have other options really. Like generating and spending Holy Power just isn't doing very well compared to just using Holy Light to it basically lay on hands people. So I would like to see some of that power shifted away from Holy Light, so like nerf Holy Light a little bit, and then instead buff our generators and our spenders and stuff. I think also making Holy Light more interact with Infusion of Light again would be nice, because right now I think it's just Flash Heal that interacts with it. So something like that. But I think that's pretty much everything. So let me know if you guys like these kind of videos, if you want me to make these when they come out, like when the patch notes drop. Or if you just prefer to get them from other content creators and I can just focus on other things. Yeah, let me know what you think or what you'd like to see, because I'm just trying to provide niche content that people enjoy. So whatever you guys want, you let me know and we'll go from there. So I will see you guys in the next one.